Welcome to AOL's Top 11 Games for Christmas. It's that time of year again when the game industry unveils its biggest blockbusters in hopes of getting a sweet spot under the Christmas tree. Here are the best of AOL's Top 11 gift games for this holiday season. Looking for adventure? Check out our number 3 game, Fable 2. Acclaimed game creator Peter Molyneux and Microsoft have teamed up for one of the most ambitious role-playing games ever.
There were some things that I really wanted to tackle with Fable 2. I wanted to tackle the idea of making a game that could be enjoyed by people from completely different gamer backgrounds. You know, it's my dream, and I've thought this for a long time, casual gamers have the worst deal of all this. You know, casual games haven't changed one iota in 20 years. And why can't we make a AAA game which casual gamers can play? So that was really important, getting casual gamers to enjoy the experience as much as core gamers. And that meant working on lots of systems which meant that core gamers have real depth to the gameplay.
Fable 2 allows the player to create his or her own character and then embark on a quest that will literally change the virtual world they explore.
And then the world round the story does change. Your character visibly changes. The way the world interacts with you and what they think of you does change uniquely. And what's fascinating about that is that when you do co-op and you do come into someone else's world, you'll say, why does everyone hate me? It's because of your actions are unique in your world. And we even change whole regions because of your actions. Like there's one region in the world which can either be a slum or it can be a trader district depending on what you've done. And that means it becomes your own story. Even though we can share those moments, it still becomes your own story. And I think that's fascinatingly unique about Fable 2.
From swords and sorcery to scientific journey. The number 2 game on our list is Spore. It's the latest from Will Wright, creator of The Sims, only the best-selling game franchise of all time at 100 million and counting.
Well, so right now, you know, in games, you roughly have this idea of kind of single-player games over here, and this idea of massively online multiplayer games over there. There's really nothing in between, and it seems like a really interesting area to explore. Fundamentally, we wanted Spore to, you know, from the outset, have that experience where you sit down and all of a sudden you're making cool, weird, wacky creatures, and now you want to do something with them. You want to put them in the game and kind of play out their experience, their evolution, their life. But at the same time, we wanted to have much more kind of intricate, hardcore strategy behind that on the game side. So really, Spore is an interesting attempt, I think, at capturing the creative side that seems to garner the imagination of casual players, while at the same time putting a deeper game experience underneath it.
After more than 4 years in the lab, this long-awaited release takes user-generated content to a unique level in gaming.
You know, when you make something in Spore, first of all, it goes to our database and gets redistributed to other players. Those players can leave comments on your little card that you can go back and read and see what they thought of it. You know, they might kind of, oh, I love that thing you made. They can also make little videos, you know, either like in the Creature Creator and upload them directly to YouTube. Also, at any point in the game, they can turn on the video recorder and, you know, start filming whatever they're doing in the game. So to use the game as a movie-making machinima type tool. We've also got this thing, comic book creator that we're doing with a company called PlanetWide. Mashon.com allows you to take the assets that you've made in Spore, the creatures, the planets, whatever, and compose it into a comic book that you can kind of share and email to your friends. So we're looking at a number of different ways to where the players can not only be creative in the game, but also share that creativity with each other. Because once they can share it, they get motivated to even become more creative, and there's this kind of feedback cycle that develops.
Invading the top spot on our list is Gears of War 2 from Microsoft and Epic Games. Over 5 million of you purchased the original, and Cliff Bleszinski, design director at Epic Games, has more action, more story, and more locusts waiting for you in this huge sequel.
Gears 2 is more epic in regards to what's going on. You know, the stakes are higher for humanity, the conflict is larger scale, and players will hear a lot more about what's going on in the war. They'll have a chance to see more of the conflicts unfolding around them. At the same time, it's also more intimate as far as the narrative goes, and as far as, you know, some of the gameplay and the multiplayer. The game is, of course, Marcus Phoenix's story, but also his best friend Dominic Santiago, who has been looking for his wife for quite some time. And at the very start of the game, Marcus and Dom show up at a hospital on Jacinto, which is, of course, humanity's last safe location. And Dom has a photo, and he's asking, have you seen this woman? Have you seen her? And he has a lead on where she might be. And the story then unfolds from there on out as far as the Locusts, who are, of course, the horrendous creatures that came from the underground, are sinking whole cities. And humanity doesn't know what's causing it. And if the trend continues, then humanity's last location will be threatened. And the guys have to essentially strike back against the Locust, barrel underground, and take them out where they live and where they breed.
With more than 12 Brumacs roaring and plenty of Lancer chainsaw action, this Xbox 360 exclusive is the most exciting launch of the season.
I honestly believe that players will pick it up, they'll start the campaign, and I'm hoping they can't stop playing the campaign. I'm hoping once they get drawn in, they're going to want to know, what's going on with Dom and his wife, what's going on with the Locust, how much of the Locust underground will I get to see, what's up with Carmine? How is Carmine back? And who's this new guy, Dizzy? And what's around the next corner? And before they know it, after however much time it takes them to play through it, they'll want to call a friend or invite them over live to play through the co-op, and then start playing the verses and enjoy it for hundreds, if not, God, how many hours?
These games are just the tip of the virtual iceberg. We got a whole lot more in our holiday season top 11. Plus, we've lined up the biggest publishers and talent to deliver top 11 lists featuring the best of every gaming genre.